hey, God created each one of us for a purpose. He has a plan, and He has a place in His plan for each one of us. He has a place where we each fit in. And the problem is, oftentimes, we think, where do we fit in? God knows, but where do we fit in? Well, the first way to find that is to find how you're hardwired. How did God make you? What is your passion? Are you an artist? Are you a teacher? Are you an organizer? Are you an administrator? Are you a warrior? Are you a musician? What is your passion? What would you do, even if you didn't have to do it? That is your purpose. So we find our purpose through our passion. But then there's one more question that we need to ask. Why are we doing what we're doing? Passion will only take you so far. So you need to have a why to know what you're doing. Your why needs to have as long as a shelf life as your passion does. When we first get married, we're passionate about our spouse. There's a passion to be together. There's a passion to start a life together with your husband or wife. But often, when the kids come, then all of a sudden, your life is wrapped around your kids and their social and their sports and their activities. And then your why becomes your kids. But one day, those kids leave the nest, and with your kids goes your why. Now, there's no reason to stay in the marriage because your why has flown the coop. But if you keep your passion, or keep your why, the passion that you have for your husband or your wife, the passion to be together with them, then that will last a lifetime. Your why may be temporary. It might be just, I'm going to keep this job until I have enough money to take that trip. Well, when that goal is reached, your why is done. So now you either have to find another why, or you're going to quit that job. So as believers, we know that our purpose is eternal. We know that God has made us eternal, so He's hardwired us for eternity. So our passion is for eternity, and so our why needs to be for eternity. We can't have a why that focuses on temporal things, because when the temporal's gone, when the earthly things are gone, your why is gone. So if you're focusing on money, your why is gone. Or earthly success, your why is gone. As a teacher, one of my whys is to see somebody that I'm mentoring to light up with their passion, or to see something click when we're teaching, to see them go, that's the key I've been looking for. That's one of my whys. Well, I know that's going to be even in eternity. Even when I'm in heaven, even when I'm in the supernatural realm, the spiritual realm, I'm going to be teaching, and there's going to be those clicks. So this is why that will last for eternity. Oftentimes also, my why is to do God's will. Well, that's going to be eternal too, because God's will is eternal. It's not just for the earth, it's for eternity. Hebrews 12:2 says, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. So when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, and he was in such agony, and he was praying and saying, Lord, let this cup pass from me, but not my will, but let your will be done. See, his why was God's will. He knew his why. But is that why, if God could take that cup from him, then he wouldn't have to endure that, because all he wanted to do was God's will. But when I was in Israel, and we went into the garden, and I was sitting there and I was contemplating, and I looked up, and there was the Eastern Gate. So here, when Jesus was agonizing, and he was praying, and he was asking God for this cup to be passed from him, he looked up and he saw that gate, and he knew that that gate was the gate that he would come in as a triumphant King of Kings and Lord of Lords. He remembered his why. And see, that why takes you through any torment, any pain, anything that you have to go through to get to that purpose. So you need to find your passion, find your purpose, but also find your why. It's the why that keeps you going no matter what. It's the why that gives you that reason to stay in there. It's the why that keeps you from drawing back. It's your passion and your purpose that sets you in your place, but it's the why that keeps you there. So find your why and be blessed.